I believe in two levels of financial forecasts: the aspirational forecast and the most likely forecast.
And a special thank you to our sponsor for this episode, Oswego Private Wealth Management. Welcome to another $4 Million Strategies, the best 4 minutes in business for strategies and tactics you can apply to your business today. Very excited to have with us Glenn Gao, the CEO Success Coach. Today, Glenn, our topic is creating financial forecasts. What's some best practices we could share with CEOs and business owners today?
Carl, thank you for having me here. And I am going to talk from the perspective of things I have learned from my other CEOs or the CEOs that I coach. I believe in two levels of financial forecasts: the aspirational forecast and the most likely forecast. The aspirational forecast will focus on what we could accomplish. These are designed to push the organization to stretch themselves, to push each individual to stretch themselves. And this is often what we'll use to set targets for revenue or profitability or gross margin or even product releases. This represents a stretch goal for everyone in the organization. The most likely forecast is if we perform just okay. We're not terrible. It's not terrible at all. It's just we'll be okay. And we don't accomplish anything special. We feel comfortable in making these numbers. This is how we set budget targets. Now remember, we're going to talk about making changes quarterly. So we're not stuck to these. And so if someone is on the way to achieving their aspirational goals, even in the middle of a quarter, we're going to give them more budget. And what we don't want to do is to find ourselves in a place where we have to cut budget very often. And so this mechanism of having two kinds of financial forecasts really helps us there. The second thing has to do with managing expectations. We're going to show the board, assuming we have a board of directors, or if you don't, a board of advisors, the most likely scenario. That board will want to see something more aggressive from you, no doubt. However, we want to manage their expectations. We want to beat our forecast, not come in under it. So I always tell CFOs, for example, or CEOs, if they're reporting a number to the board, don't report a number in the forecast, report a range. So if you think you're going to bring in $5 million in revenue this quarter, tell the board at the beginning of the quarter, it's going to be between 4.8 and 5 million. The reason for this is that at the end of the quarter, you brought in 4.9 million and you had told them you're going to bring in 5, you'll be viewed as a failure. So negotiate up front to have that 4.8 to 5 million as my example of providing a range. Now, finance will manage against the most likely scenario that we've laid out, but all targets for achievement will be in the aspirational scenario. So you'll be asking everybody to sign up along the lines of the aspirational scenario. And if we do well, we're going to allocate more funding. And if we don't do well, we just manage and we wind up in the most likely scenario. We've managed the board's expectations and we've managed our budget so that we're going to be just fine. So let me pause there, Carl.
Well, I'll just make a quick note is one of the fastest way to get rid of yourself as a CEO with the board is to put down your aspirational numbers in your forecast.
Absolutely right. That's right.
So, Glenn, I appreciate that insight because if you want to have your job longer than 2 years in the Bay Area or any other fast growing company, make sure you put your likely numbers, not your highest target. Glenn, thank you so much for being part of $4 Million Strategies.
It's a pleasure.
I'm offering a complimentary coaching session to CEOs. If you're accepted, you'll receive a one-on-one coaching session with me at absolutely no cost or obligation. Due to my current commitments, I'm only able to accept a modest number of requests for coaching. During the coaching session, we'll immediately go to work and address your highest priority challenges. You will walk away with ways to begin solving your biggest problems. And you'll get a sense for whether or not we're a fit for each other. To see if you qualify for this coaching session, visit the website currently showing on your screen or click the link in the description below. Thank you.